tell us, where can we get the book? How can others follow you on all your social media before we get out the way? Because people getting out their cars, but they want to know now.
Okay, so please go download it on Amazon, or if you don't need Kindle, just get the app, or you can actually just order it on Amazon. Soft is the New Power. All of my social is at Deya Direct. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Deya Direct. And if you want all the information about me, join my newsletter. Go to the website deyadirect.net. deyadirect.net. I'm telling you, Soft is the New Power. Is real. It will change your life. It will give you restoration, but it will also restore your relationships. I'm your girl, Deya. Thank you so much for having me.
I felt motivated over here.
Wait a minute, I know TC wanted to say something before we let her go. TC, what motivation, inspiration? What did you have to say?
Oh, first of all, thank you all for having me. It feels so good to finally be in studio with the family. Sister Smith, this book is so good. Just looking at the back, I haven't really got into it, but looking at the back and all the comments, I'm like, wow.
I'm gonna make sure you get one.
I'm gonna make sure. Thank you. That's why I like that. Just listening to you talk about it, and just as I told you off there, it's a niche that's needed to balance out what's already in the marketplace right now. Over at the Potter's House of Fort Worth, we have this annual Family Enrichment Conference. You got to come, by the way. Pastor Winfield, I hope you're listening. And within that, we have what's called Single with a Purpose, Team Swap, where we talk to particularly our women, our sisters. And one thing that I tell them as a panelist on this Team Swap is that a man's life, and particularly a man's heart, is kind of like that ancient city. You all know the ancient city where the walls are really high, you can't go over it, and it's too deep that you can't go up under it. And every man, no matter who a man is, they have a particular door that you have to enter the right way. And sometimes, like the ancient city, when you try to bring it down and you can't get over or under it, you get frustrated. So you take fire and you throw it at it. You take wood of your strongest men and you bang up against it. But these ancient walls, they don't break. But there was a story that says there was an old wise man, an old sage, who after everybody had failed with all their force, not their power, as you say, Sister Smith, what he did was went up to the door and simply touched it. And the touch was a thing that got the door open. And as I tell the women, that is like the heart of men. It's not using your force, but as you say, knowing how to be soft and use your power and to touch the man the right way. So I just want to compliment you on the book. I think, again, it's great, and I think it's something that our community needs. So, girl power, let's get it.
Pastor Green, did you want to say anything? Pastor Green with Empowerment Moment, who opens up our show. Okay.
Again, this is a tremendous book. I think it's a wonderful topic. It's something that needs to be discussed. Relationships, I think, are the major focus of, or one of the major focuses of the nation. The Bible says in Ephesians 5, for women to obey their husbands and for men to love their wives. And I think a lot of people look at the surface, they just look at the words, but they don't really understand what's really being communicated there. When he says obey your husbands, really what he's trying to get through to you is men like to be respected.
Yes.
And women like to be loved.
Yes.
And if we can figure out what is the love language of the ones that we're in relationship with,
That's right.
We'll be able to communicate a little bit better, make the relationship last longer. So I love what you're talking about. It's right up my alley. I love relationships.
It's cost me something to get to this place. I'm not suggesting it's easy. The last thing I just want to say is that the revelation that I got is when you think about the woman being the rib, right? And you think about what the rib does. The rib protects what? It protects your major organs, and namely it protects the heart. So literally, ladies, we have the secret to protect the man's heart. We are the covering of his heart. We are the safe place for him to actually lay his head and to lay his heart, but you have to open it up so that he can come in and find a safe place. And when he comes there, make sure it's safe for him. Create that atmosphere so that he can have the life that you really want.
Albany, you taking Jewel?
Man, and that's coming straight from that's coming from the former Miss Black USA.
And that's power. So that's why that's power.
That's right. You're right.
If a man can let his guard down with you and feel safe, there is nothing weak about that. You are really in a position to give him restoration so that he can go back and give you everything that you want in that world. If the world tells him that he's nothing, if he has to fight all day long, where does he have peace if not at his home? Where?
Yeah. Deep, sister.
You go ahead, Miss Former Black USA and Howard grad.
Oh, yeah, sure. We just did.
And Howard grad.
Hey, Junior.
Come on, you know all this wisdom don't come from nowhere, bro.
I just told her she was a reality star off air. Woo!
another daughter.
I'm looking right at her. If I didn't learn anything today, one thing I learned is just because you loud doesn't mean you right. Say it.
Come on.
I know even myself how to be soft.
Okay, Sister she know how to be soft. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Deya Smith, for joining us on today. You have truly been a blessing to us.
Thank you for having me.
One thing I want to ask, what made you share this story? What made you share how you've come out of 2 relationships, 2 marriage, and share this story? Why?
Because I did these girlfriend panels before I did the man panels. And so we were always having these conversations about men, me and my girls across the country, all these women, and we would always end up with, well, why do men act like that? We didn't have the answers or the solutions because we were looking to ourselves for answers that were outside of us. And so I started doing research, and I started asking questions, and I started listening, and I used the skills that I have as a communications professional to gather this stuff. I did surveys, I learned a lot. I didn't just do anecdotal research, I did real research. And I learned about men and how they're built. Like they can't multitask like we can. So it's not just that it's not just that he's being lazy. He really does think when he took the trash out and you have cleaned the baby, cleaned the house, going shopping, did your hair, he thinks he really did something.
We did.
And in that moment, you must, you know what, you reward good behavior. You reward good behavior so that you can get what you want. And then you gently teach him how to come on up. In the room.
Okay. Yes,
You pat my head.
That's
it.
You think we're gonna be able to get a man?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm gonna buy you 3
I got her
books.
covered.